Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our CPD webinar today. My name is George Burton, and I'll be hosting and presenting for you all today. So today's presentation will take around an hour, so I will do my best not to bore anyone to sleep on their dinner. Today's presentation is entitled A Guide to the Design and Specification of Steel, Fire and Security Doors, and this has been approved by the CPD Certification Service. So the webinar will begin with the main presentation, followed by an opportunity for questions at the end. So just to ask a question, please just use the Q&A tab at the top of your screens. If for any reason this section isn't showing, then just email your questions to marketing@bradbury-group.com and we'll pick those up at the end. So jumping into our learning outcomes, we do understand the importance of protecting certain buildings from break-ins and fire, but it's not always understood the levels of which we can protect from the risks and the processes around ensuring your doors meet the market and government requirements. This presentation aims to provide an overview in the design and specification of steel, fire and security doors, including testing and its certification. We'll begin this session with an introduction to the Bradbury Group, followed by why we need to have a market for security and fire doors. We'll then evaluate the similarities and differences between steel and wooden doors, followed by an overview into the door formulations and types. Then following this, we'll look at the testing and certification surrounding steel doors in this sector and evaluate a typical product specification you can expect to see. Finally, we'll have a look at some recent case studies where there's been a need for security and fire doors. And then the session will finish with the question and answer session. So firstly, a little bit about us. Bradbury Group was founded in 1991 by owner Tim Strawson. It began as a security grills company and work began on the first steel door a few years later. Since then, the company has continued to grow from its headquarters in Scunthorpe, Lincolnshire, where we now employ over 180 people. The group consists of 3 brands, Bradbury Doors, Martin Roberts and Liddell Doors, and 1 subsidiary company, Newton Doors. In 2021, these brands were redesigned to be more in line with the group's brand as a whole. In 2018, the group moved to a state-of-the-art facility with a large footprint of 135 square foot. The investment houses a large storage area for doors to be held on stock when required. The Bradbury Group operates in a wide range of sectors and has supplied many projects in the water, construction, architecture, medical and communal industries. So why do we need security and fire doors? So according to the UK Government Economic and Social Cost of Crime report, it is estimated that the total cost of crime in the commercial sector was 8.7 billion. This doesn't include cybercrime, which is continuously on the increase. Coupled with that, 1 in 5 construction sites are affected by theft or vandalism in the construction and utilities sector, according to the UK statistics, resulting in downtime, delays and significant costs. Security doors form an essential part of physical security of a building and are often required to perform several functions, from controlled access for unauthorised personnel to protecting against specific kinds of threats such as blast or ballistics. So the risk of fire following the Grenfell disaster, the emphasis on fire protection in high-rise social housing dwellings has increased. It's shown a spotlight on the fire resistance of buildings generally, and this includes fire doors. So in 2020, there were over 64,000 primary fires and 221 fire-related fatalities were recorded. So the need for fire doors is bigger than ever. The Fire Protection Association analysis of major UK fires between January 2009 and December 2019 revealed a mean average loss of over 150k per incident, where financial loss was over 100,000. They found that retail was the most affected by large losses, closely followed by industrial processing and manufacturing. Accommodation, buildings and pubs, bars and restaurants also suffered large losses. Industrial processing and manufacturing buildings witnessed the largest overall financial impact through fires over the 10-year period, with losses totalling £808 million. Half of these fires were caused accidentally and nearly a third were a result of arson. So what are the rules around security and fire doors regarding building regulations? So building regulations can be somewhat of a minefield and navigating them can be confusing. So in this section, I'll take you through the security building regulations regarding dwellings. So Building Regulations Document Q is designed to ensure the prevention of unauthorised access to dwellings, including flats. As part of this, doors and windows or roof lights which could be accessed will need to resist physical attack by a casual or opportunist burglar. Secure by Design go even further than that, with their requirement calling for all doors and windows to be fully certified. Document Q now refers to PAS 24 or Publicly Available Specification 24, a specification designed for enhanced security performance for both door sets and windows across the UK. All windows and doors installed in new dwellings across the UK should now have a minimum of PAS 24 certification, meaning they should have been shown by test to meet the security standard. It is important to note that PAS 24 is a requirement for new dwellings and not replacements for existing homes, extensions or buildings. So Building Regulations Part D deals with fire safety. It is divided into two sections. Volume 1 deals with dwelling houses and Volume 2 fire safety in buildings other than dwelling houses. The most basic requirement is that the building is designed and constructed with appropriate provisions for early warning of fire and an appropriate means of escape to a place of safety without from the outside of the building. Similar requirements exist in Scotland and Northern Ireland, but in the form of different documents, such as technical handbooks and technical booklets. The size, use and complexity of the building will be determined factors in how the requirements may be met. Where safe escape is straightforward, there may be no need or requirement for fire doors, but in a complex building or where users may require assistance to escape, then fire doors with higher fire ratings may be necessary. The government recommends that you provide more than one fire exit from your premises wherever possible. These exits should be completely independent of one another and have separate escape routes so that there's always a way to evacuate the building in an emergency. If there is only one exit, you must ensure it is fire resistant. On top of all this, from the 1st of November 2019, all external fire rated door sets have to be CE marked to the harmonised standards EN 16034 and BS EN 14351. As a result of this, BS 476 parts 20 and 22 can no longer be used as fire test evidence to CE mark an external fire rated door set. So we'll now look at the different properties and benefits of steel versus wooden doors. So whilst steel doors tend to be more industrial in appearance, they are available in polyester powder coating with endless colour combinations in smooth, textured or wood grain effect finishes. Wooden doors provide a more traditional aesthetic, but the appearance can fade over time as a result of adverse weather or ongoing wear and tear. Vision panels can be added in both wooden and steel doors as well. However, louvers do tend to have the composition of steel, but they can also be in both doors. Steel doors do not shrink, crack or warp, which are all disadvantages of wooden doors. They do not peel, bubble or delaminate as powder coating methods are often used, creating a good quality paint finish. The life expectancy of a steel door are in excess of 100 years if cared for properly. Wood doors tend to have the same life expectancy, but they do require a lot more ongoing regular care. Steel doors are extremely durable and easy to maintain, whereas care for wooden doors requires more maintenance. Wooden doors also have the tendency to warp and swell in the cold. Wet weather and weather exposure does impede the life expectancy of a door in general. So, security. Steel doors provide a more natural deterrent to potential thieves due to their nature. They can resist high impact power tools and come with LPCB certification up to SR8. Wooden security doors tend to have a steel inner and are cladded with wood to ensure high security standards are met, but wooden doors can only achieve up to SR6. Generally speaking, wooden doors with lower security ratings take less force to dent, crack or break, and they have less resistance to high impact power tools. Steel doors can withstand up to 240 minutes of fire resistance, significantly more than a wooden door at just 60 minutes. Steel doors tend not to require intromescent seals and fire retardant paints, which is required when fitting a wooden fire door. Normally, wooden doors cannot exceed 60 minutes of fire resistance and are subject to the same standards as steel doors. Wooden doors can be finished to match existing timber door styles, but these need to be fire retardant in nature. Unlike a wooden door, steel doors have no limitation on width and height, meaning non-standard openings can be fitted with steel fire doors. So in this section, we'll take a look at a typical door formulation and the types of options you can expect to see on a steel door. So steel doors can be certified up to LPS 1175 SR8. These tend to be more specialist providers, including the Bradbury Group. Vision panels are available in a wide range of sizes and configurations and can be used in security doors up to SR4 and in fire-rated doors, providing they meet the industry standards. Doors with lift-off hinges ensure much easier installation and means installers do not have to hold the weight of the door when fitting. Bradbury doors do also come with a lifting hole at the top of the door to help lift the door, dropping it into place and making the installation easier, as well as a 10mm threading to enable easy lifting again. Side and over panels are ideal for aesthetics on communal doors and enable you to adapt to the opening so that a standard size door can be fitted. Door openings can be much larger than the door requirement, and panels are ideal for fitting into the door space, as a large oversized steel door can be much heavier and more difficult to open. Polyester powder coating is a safe, clean, economical, eco-friendly, strong and durable paint method. It is solvent-free, lead-free, easy to dispose of and highly durable with a low carbon footprint. It meets a wide range of global coating standards which are available in almost any colour and range of finishes, including matte, gloss and textured. Bladed and punched louvers are utilised in doors for ventilation and airflow. They can be supplied in steel and aluminium and come in a range of sizes and configurations also. So door closers are available in a variety of devices and used to open and close doors. They can reduce the speed of movement of the door, particularly for heavy doors, and can be linked to fire alarms, ensuring the safety of pedestrians. There are also a range of limit stays available which can prevent the doors from causing damage to their surrounding infrastructure. Fire ratings are available up to 360 minutes, providing integrity against fire for up to 360 minutes. The Bradbury Group has certified doors up to 240 minutes, meaning the doors withstand fire integrity of 4 hours. Steel doors can be supplied in multiple frame profiles, which can be adapted to suit the supporting structure. Varying thresholds are also available to suit the surrounding conditions. As an example, inward opening thresholds can withstand water ingress, or ramp thresholds are ideal for trolleys. All thresholds should ideally be DDA compliant. Doors are available in single, double or leaf and a half. They have inward, outward, sidewards or revolving openings. Steel security doors tend to have an inward or outward opening as standard. Hardware is available in multiple options, but these do become more limited when standards and certifications get involved. Specifications of doors vary depending on standards, but technically a door can be made to fit almost any opening. The doors must be specified to suit the required use and standard, meaning some specification restrictions might come into play. So doors have many uses. A personnel door is a security door that is specifically designed and fitted to offer your employees access to and from your commercial building. Instead of being accessible to the public, these secure door systems are set up so that only approved personnel have access to and from the premises. They are an essential part of commercial buildings security system alongside CCTV, alarms and security personnel. An escape door is one that allows people to quickly pass through, even if it is locked. They tend to open outwards towards the means of escape. They take priority over security and can be used by anybody in the building, or if the capacity for the room is more than 60. They tend to be fitted with push bars or escape locks with a lever handle externally. Entrance doors are the main route into the building, dwelling or apartment, where there are usually more than one door. They give direct access to the street or road and tend to be more aesthetically pleasing. Multi-point doors provide lock-in at different points to provide higher levels of security. It is UPVC doors that rely more heavily on multi-point locking due to their composition. So in this section, we'll go through these security certifications and what they are and what they mean. These are PAS 24 and LPS. As previously mentioned, PAS is a standard set by an industry to ensure that all manufacturers are making and selling products that reach the industry benchmark for quality. PAS is overseen by BSI, British Standards Institution, who manage the setting and distribution of the PAS standards. It is a standard of testing to measure the security performance of windows and door sets to ensure they can resist a level of attack from an opportunist burglar. PAS 24 came into effect on the 29th of February 2016 and supersedes the previous version. It was developed as part of a collaboration with a wide range of trade bodies and organisations. PAS 24 and Secure by Design are independent of each other. However, most Secure by Design products must meet PAS 24 standards as a minimum alongside other Secure by Design requirements. PAS 24 or an equivalent standard is now required to meet building regulations for new build properties. Doors are subjected to mechanical loading, solid impact, hard impact, weather resistance and manual testing, including applying a force of 450 kg to each piece of hardware for 20 to 30 seconds with both shock and without shock force. It is important to note that the panes of glass are not tested as PAS 24, whereas LPS standards test this area. So LPS is, loss prevention standards are produced by the Loss Prevention Certification Board to help ensure that a product or service meets the needs of its users. LPS 2081 is a standard created by BRE and Secure by Design. It sits between LPS 1175 rating 2 and Secure by Design PAS 24 and specifically evaluates the resistance to unauthorized access by various physical security products when targeted by intruders using stealth. The standard specifies 2 grades of security relating to tools used and time taken by intruders where they want to avoid making any significant noise. The noise element is the main difference to this standard, which sets it apart from LPS 1175 and links directly to vandalism and security. The LPS 2081 standard is commonly used on our communal entrance doors, where vandalism is a problem on glazed doors. There are 2 grades of rating, A and B, according to the tools and time taken and time likely to be used by an intruder in situations where they will wish to avoid making significant noise. Security rating A is the lower of the 2 security requirements. It involves a sustained attack on both glass, framework or mechanical fixings using hand tools for a period of up to 1 minute. Security B rating prolongs the attack for up to 3 minutes and with an enhanced set of tools. Any doors that are rewarded a Security B rating can be considered a more secure product. LPS 1175 security of intruder-resistant building components, which includes strong points, security enclosures, freestanding barriers, and any products that fall within those categories, such as doors, shutters, fencing, or even key safes. There are 8 grades of security rating from SR1 to SR8, according to the tools and time likely to be used by a criminal. Specifiers can therefore select products that provide levels of security matching their needs. So BRE has produced this useful infographic providing an analysis of issue 8 of the LPS 1175 testing framework. The higher the threat, the more extreme the testing undertaken by the LPCB. The longer the delay in penetrating the door, the higher the security rating is. For example, where enhanced professional attempts, G, are delayed for 10 minutes or more, they are rated as SR7 door sets. The letter corresponds to the toolkit and the threat level used to the numbers correspond to the time taken for the intruder to gain access. So, for example, SR1 testing replicates an opportunist attack using physical bodily force and minimal tools, including a hexagon wrench, a cable cutter, and traction screws for up to 1 minute. SR8 is extreme means of attempting forced entry, including vehicles, firearms, explosives in high value areas where the door has been delayed entry for 20 minutes. So now we have 2 videos to show you on how our doors are tested. So before I play them, I'll just explain what they are. So on the left is a leverage test where the attacker is trying to peel and force the door apart to cause a door failure. The door in the video is an M2M4 single door with side panel. The tools being used are a hooligan bar and a 500mm tube. And then to the right, the attacker is trying to gain access to the lock bolt to force access and cause a failure. The tools used in this are a 750mm felling axe and a sledgehammer. Both doors did pass the test, and just a reminder, please do not try this at home. Looks rather difficult to get in, if you ask me. So, Secure by Design is the official UK police flagship initiative combining the principles of designing out crime with physical security. Secure by Design works with the industry and test houses to create high-level security standards, responding to the trends in crime, and has given input on a number of key standards. Secure by Design has provided input on a range of security standards helping to shape security ratings. It has also created high-level security standards responding to the trends in crime. A company is awarded when security products demonstrate effectiveness in preventing or reducing crime through passing standards and tests nominated by the police service. Tests must demonstrate the product's effectiveness in preventing or reducing crime, usually by resistance to physical attack. The principles of the scheme have been proven to reduce the risk of crime and the fear of crime. So the 5 certifications we'll go through now are BSI, Certifier and UK CA and CE. So BSI is the national standards body of the United Kingdom. They produce technical standards on a wide range of products and services and supply certification and standards related to services to business. So BSEN 1634 is the standard for fire resistant tests for doors and shutters and is a method for determination of the fire resistance of non-load bearing elements of construction. This standard specifies a method for determining the fire resistance of door and shutter assemblies and openable windows designed for installation, with openings incorporated in vertical separating elements such as hinged or pivoted doors. BS 476 is the standard for fire tests on building materials and structures. Fire doors are tested to both standards to represent how they will function in a fire and are rated in minutes and prefixed by the letters FD. To achieve FD 240, which is 240 minutes certification, doors are subjected to a furnace test with standing temperatures of up to 11,000 degrees for a period in excess of 4 hours. Doors at Bradbury Group are tested and approved by Exover Warrington Fire under the Certifier scheme. So on to Certifier. It is an independent third-party certification scheme which assures the performance, quality, reliability and traceability of fire protection products. It is recognised by regulatory authorities worldwide and provides regular specifier, customer and end user confidence in stated performance of the products tested, giving assurance as to the performance of the products. Using certified products correctly installed provides a powerful demonstration that due diligence has been served. Certifier is an internationally respected mark of fire safety and one of the most authoritative in the industry. It is most used by manufacturers of passive fire products and systems as it offers the opportunity to differentiate products and processes from non-certified equivalents, thus helping to access the markets worldwide. The scheme can also be useful to architects, specifiers, contractors and building owners, as Certifier provides assurance that correctly installed passive fire protection products and systems will perform as required, thus avoiding costs and mistakes and dramatically reducing risk. So CE, or also UKCA, CE on external fire doors came into effect on the 1st of November 2019 and is a conformity mark used by the European Economic Community. An external fire rated door must have CE approval for it to be covered under the regulations. It is the responsibility of the person placing the complete door set on the market. In order to attain a CE mark, doors must be third-party tested and their continued manufacturer must be audited to ensure they comply with external door regulations in BS-EN 1435. The testing measures the door set for air leakage, water tightness, resistance to wind load, thermal transmittance, acoustic performance, impact resistance for the door sets with glazing, ability for exit devices on emergency escape doors to release, and declarations on radiation properties and any dangerous substances. In addition, BS-EN 1435 Part 1 allows tests for voluntary door characteristics that may demonstrate extra performance features. These include features such as strength and durability tests. So following the Brexit, the UK developed a new conformity mark, which is UKCA for England, Wales and Scotland. Where a UKCA conformity mark is required, a UK approved body must certify the door, and CE marking must be approved by European test centres. CE marking continues to be recognised in the UK until the end of 2022. So you've not got one. At this point, the UK notified bodies certifying CE will no longer be recognised for this purpose, and any CE approvals will need to be through an EU notified body. Likewise, all door sets will need to be UKCA certified from 2023 to ensure conformity in UK markets. So some other certifications which relate to acoustic rating, Lorient and flood doors are Lorient and BSI. So Lorient is a state-of-the-art acoustic transmission suite designed to meet the requirements of BS-EN ISO 10140, the BSI standard for laboratory measurement of sound, installation of building elements. Tests involve installing a door within a dividing wall between a sound source room and a receiving room. Acoustic testing measures the ability of the door to reduce the transmission of sound. The ratings are expressed as RW, which corresponds to the decibel scale. So a door with an RW42 rating indicates a noise reduction of 42 decibels. The BSI logo demonstrates quality assurance of flood products and services through testing against their standard PAS 1188. Established to give flood-affected property owners a reliable and trusted seal of approval to use in order to protect their assets from future events. So now into some products and the variations you can have with these products. So Bradbury Group specialises in bespoke door sets, providing made-to-measure solutions based on project specification rather than stock sizes. Making doors to order reduces the need for packing and weaknesses in security and fire protection. Even if a door is certified, the surrounding infrastructure needs to be sufficient to withstand attack or fire. There are a range of options available, including single, leaf and a half, and double door sets, meaning doors can be fit for purpose as well as providing the necessary protection. A standard structural opening is up to 260 millimeters, 2,600 millimeters, sorry, that would be a very small door if it was 200. But bespoke openings can be catered for, including a range of side and over panels if required. Bradbury Group doors are LPS 1175 issue 7 certified up to SR4 and come with fire certification up to 240 minutes, as said before. Acoustic doors are available in a range of options up to RW42, providing a good level of sound protection. All doors can come with stays and closers, and over panels can be removable for access. So this is a typical leaf construction for an M2M2 Bradbury door. So this door is security rated to SR2 and may also be fire rated. The leaf thickness is typically 66 millimeters and manufactured from Magnellis. There are usually 6 hinges per leaf with a choice of lift-off or butt hinges, and each door has an M10 lifting point enabling easier installation. And then this is a typical frame construction specification for M2M2 also. The profile tends to be 110 millimeters deep as standard, and again is constructed from Magnellis. It has fully welded frames which are available, but standard frames can be butt jointed. Frames are reinforced with a 3 millimeter chassis system, and thresholds are available in steel or aluminium. Each door option has a specific specification, and doors can be customised depending on project needs. We also do communal doors, which differ from the standard security door. for example, our Newton doors. They are certified to LPS 2081 issue 1, security rating B, and are also provided by Secure by Design. They are constructed from aluminium in a range of different designs, and each door can have a range of solid or glazed infills. They come with pivot hinges and a range of locking options. Optional extras specific to communal entrances can be sourced and supplied, including bollards, handrails, and kick plates. So these are a few examples of the different finishes. So to the left is a steel door with a wood grain effect, with the other examples showing matte and gloss finishes. A range of vision panels and louvers can be designed into a specific door set. These can, however, affect the overall security and fire rating of a door, so advice should be sought for specific project requirements. There are a range of certified locking options depending on the type of door required. These include Myco Brill, Myco Elite, and Myco Rim locking options, automatic and manual deadlocking, electromechanical options, and single and multi-point locking also. These options decrease as security rating increases or if fire integrity is required. Expert advice should be taken to ensure you get the correct solution for any project. Examples of the different types of hardware can be seen in the circles on the presentation. So now in the next couple of slides, I'll go through some of our case studies where fire and security doors have been needed and we have provided, and then we'll be almost finished. So I hope everyone is still awake. So West Yorkshire Police required replacement doors which provided significant security protection. This was both indoor and window openings. The solution was to provide new secure access doors and grills, securing the police station perimeter. The chosen doors were an M2M4, so SR4 rated door sets, both singles and leaf and a halves. The locking options included electromechanical locking with access control systems, further increasing the security. The door sets also required a fire rating of 240 minutes, providing both security and fire protection in the station. So another is Parkhead Housing Association. So in June 2021, work finished on the regeneration of a social housing project for Parkhead Housing Association in Glasgow. Due to the use and requirements of the building, the 34 new doors had to meet security obligations and withstand constant footfall, which also being visibly appealing. The chosen doors were our classical type E single leaf door sets with deadlights above in bitter chocolate brown. The doors were supplied and installed by Newton Doors over 17 days in 2 phases. The doors were fitted with a PAC fob system for semi-automatic entry, and the doors are certified to the 2081 Security B rating. Another is Freedom Infrastructure, who were experiencing large amounts of damage and defacement to the wooden ventilated door sets historically used on their sites. They required a door supplier who could provide high security anti-vandalism door sets with the factory facilities to manufacture and store large volumes of products so that the maintenance could be performed without delay. As many Freedom substations are located in remote areas with countless housing critical national infrastructure services, keeping equipment secure within the housings was of paramount concern to the client. Bradbury Security designed, tested and certified a specific Freedom substation door specification, which included ventilation points, locking covers, dual access locking systems and hinged over panels. All Freedom door sets are supplied with LPCB certification to LPS 1175, either SR2 or SR3, dependent on the perceived risk. Since our partnership began in 2014, Freedom have installed over 5,000 Bradbury door sets across the UK. So one with SSC, they were experiencing a large amount of vandalism and break-ins again, and in turn incurring losses of expensive equipment and cabling. As many SSC sites are in remote areas again, falling victim to foul play can have major implications for the safety and security of critical and national infrastructure. SSC required a completely new approach to the physical security of their sites and required a door supplier who had an in-depth and complex understanding of infrastructure security. Bradbury Group worked with SSC to determine their requirements and established that our LPS 1175 SR2 door would be the most suitable. A bespoke threshold was designed specifically for SSE door sets, which is countersunk and bolted on a silicone bed to prevent water ingress, and removable top panels to allow switchgear transfers. Extra reinforcing has been designed into the door leaf and bespoke kick plates for protection to prevent the underside of the door from snagging on often rough terrain. Myco Elite single point locking systems ensure that would-be vandals or intruders cannot damage or force the lock, ensuring all substations remain secure and functioning. So on to the last case study. In 2021, a mixture of M2M2 steel doors, 22, sorry. A mixture of M2M2 steel doors were installed on the Granville Road project in Barnet, London, as part of a large regeneration project. The new Granville project will see a total of 132 new houses and apartments on the Granville Road estate in London, including provisions for 46 affordable homes. Working alongside the main contractors, the M2M2 steel door sets were installed across 58 new homes and 3 flat blocks. The doors are security rated to LPS 1175 security rating 2, providing optimal protection against intruders and damage. Some of the doors were also installed with louvers for ventilation and over panels where openings were oversized. Alongside the M2M2 steel doors, alongside the M2M2, we also installed our standard M2M steel doors. Phase 1 of the project is ongoing, with Phase 2 due to start in the coming months. The doors are to be supplied in a matte grey brown colour in keeping with the aesthetics of the building and surroundings. So now to answer some of the questions that have been submitted. So I'm going to introduce Pete, who will be answering our technical questions for today. Pete, are you with us?
I am, yes. Hello.
Hello. So
I'm here.
So Pete, the first question we have is, what is the lowest certification allowed to ensure compliance to Secure by Design?
The lowest level you can have is the PAS 24, which is the bottom end of the scale. That allows you to get the SPD required. Next level up is there's an STS 202, and there's also a the 2081 at level A and B. Then we go up to the SR ratings.
Lovely, thank you. We've got another question that says, do installers need to be certified to install fire and security doors?
I'll answer the fire one first. So there is training schemes and certification for this. One of them is called FireAS. It states that your personnel are trained adequately to install fire-rated doors, but at the moment there's no legal requirements for that. We supply full fitting instructions with it, and as long as you fit to those instructions, you should be covered. Security rated, there is the same. It's down to our minimum fixing standards. So if it's fixed into steel, it needs to have certain fixings. If it's into brickwork, it has to have different fixings. Stick to the rules, and you don't need to have certification.
Thank you very much. Another one is, what is the difference between Secure by Design and LPCB?
Secured by Design is a police setup is probably the best word. The LPCB is a testing body, UCAS accredited, that is clinical and tests the product separately. The police use this to assess whether it will pass at SPD level.
Lovely, thank you. And then I've just got one more question for you. So what is the difference between CE fire certification and certifier accreditation?
CE is a certification that we stand behind, so that proves that we are making the product to the design that's been passed and tested. The certifier is the body that does the audits on us and tests that we're actually doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Thank you very much, Pete.
Yep.
Right, so that brings us to the end of our CPD webinar today. Thank you all for attending. Would really appreciate your feedback to help us improve. So a link will be with the survey will be sent at today's event, so please complete it if you can. Alongside this, if you require a certificate from today's CPD, the link to download your certificate will be sent in the same email. Just to add as well, we are also at the London Build Expo next week. So if you do want to come visit us or are you around that area, we'll be in stand C29. Or if you even want to book a one-to-one with myself regarding products or CPDs, then just pop me an email, which will be on the next slide. So hopefully we can see some of you there. So I hope you enjoyed today, and details on how to contact us will be on the next slide. And I hope you all have a lovely day, and thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.